Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make a hearty Texas style chili. Since we're dealing with Texas style, everything is big in Texas. I got my large knife here so we can make some good chops on the onion. I've got 2 medium to large size onions, and these are yellow. We're going to chop these into big pieces. That way we can find them in the chili. Yeah, I've got my husband in the kitchen today. He's helping to video, and he's keeping an eye on the chili heat level. All right, so I'm just going to cut my onion in half. Now, if you want to dice your onion, you can do that. We want to find the onions in our chili. These will melt down. We got that one chopped up. And by the magic of television, I'm going to have this diced up for you right now. We've got 1 big green bell pepper, and we're going to dice that up. All right, my sous chef. That's my husband, Thomas.
Hello.
It's supposed to get really cold tonight, so I want to be prepared with a big pot of this chili. All right, so I'm just chopping into big pieces. And that's it. We've got a Dutch oven pot that we're going to be using, or you can use a large soup pot. We always use an avocado oil because it's got a good flavor to it. It's a light oil. So I'm going to add that to the pot. About 2 tablespoons. We got a lot of onions and bell peppers to saute. We're going to place this on a medium-high heat. Now, I'm going to bring this to a sizzle. That way when I get the onions and peppers inside of the pot, they'll start sizzling and they get a nice little char to them while they're cooking. Well, yeah, it's sizzling really good in there. I'm going to go ahead now and place the bell peppers and the onions in. Oh, you hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. And then what we're going to do, we're going to season the onions and the bell peppers with some salt and pepper. Start getting some flavor going. Just a little bit, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of both. We're going to cook this down for about 5 to 6 minutes until the onions are nice and soft and translucent, and the peppers will be just a little bit soft also, but they'll hold their shape. While this is happening, we're going to start working on our garlic. All right, so I just have a bulb of garlic. I'm just going to lay the flat edge of your knife on it. I'm going to pull out about 3 cloves. Don't worry about my onions and peppers. I got my husband over here managing that. He's got 5 hands today. All right, so I'm just going to take the clove and just peel off that skin. Don't worry, my husband showed me how to use this cleaver right here. All right, we're just going to take the cloves of garlic and we're just going to just cut them. I'm not mincing them. Now, if you don't want to do this, you could use some garlic powder or some minced garlic out of your refrigerator. All right, that's ready. Let's go check our peppers and onions. Okay, your onions are nice and soft and translucent. Now just remember, these will finish cooking through the whole process. We're going to go ahead and add our garlic. We're going to stir this for 1 minute. Cooking it for the 1 minute will allow that garlic to release its aroma and put it into that peppers and onions. We're getting the flavor juices going right now. Okay, what I'm going to add now is 2 pounds of ground beef. So we're going to add that to our pot. Now what I'm going to do is try to mimic like stew meat or cut up chuck roast. So we're not going to grind this up using a meat chopper today. We're going to keep the pieces pretty big with the meat. I want it to kind of sear on the bottom. So we're just going to chop this up into big pieces. And that's how we're going to brown the ground beef here. I'm going to be pushing it down. You hear that sizzle? We want to get some crispiness to the meat, which my husband will appreciate.
Yes, I will.
So it's just going to take a few minutes to get browned on one side, and then we're going to flip it all over into the pieces, brown that side, and then I'm going to bring you right back. Okay, so the meat is totally cooked through, no longer pink. I drained the excess grease out, and to make it easy, I just shoved the meat aside, took some paper towels, and saturated the excess grease in there, and then took it out. Okay, so you can see we got some big pieces of meat in here. So what we're going to do is flavor this. I've got some chili powder, and we've been contemplating how much to put in here. So we're going to go 3 tablespoons. This is where you can make your adjustments. If you want to add little and then add more after you taste it, you can do that. It's probably best to do that. My husband's eyeballing everything going in. My favorite seasoning to put into the chili is ground cumin. It adds such a warmth flavor to it. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons in. And we've got some smoked paprika. That's going to add a delicious flavor also. Really good for chili. We're going to need about 1 teaspoon of salt to go in right now. Then I'm going to put half a teaspoon. What do you think? Half a teaspoon?
Yeah, to 3/4 of one.
Yeah, a black pepper. All right, we're going to stir this all together. Oh, it smells delicious in there. We're going to go ahead now and start adding our liquids. Okay, I have 1 can, which is 10 ounces of tomato soup. This replaces tomato paste, about 4 ounces, if you want to put the tomato paste instead of the tomato soup. But the funny story is that my husband cannot have tomato paste, but he can have tomato soup. So we don't know why that is.
Why is that funny?
It's a funny story, right? It took us a while to figure that out, how to replace the tomato paste. All right, I've got 1 can of regular diced tomatoes. I'm going to add juice and all. Give it a nice chunkiness to our chili. And then I have a 14-ounce can right here of diced tomatoes, but these are fire roasted. But you can stick with the regular if you want to. Okay. Yum. Let's go ahead and mix this together. You know the house is smelling good. Mm-hmm. Okay, doesn't that look good? All right, let's add one more thing. We're going to add some broth. I'm going to add about 3 cups of some beef broth. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now we're going to place the burner onto a high heat. 450 is the high heat for my burner here. We're going to bring this to a boil. In the meantime, you know my husband's going to come over here and he's going to try this just to see if we need to season any more before we put a lid on. All right, I got a spoon. He jumped out of the chair so fast. No.
That ain't no spoon. That's a spoon.
That's your cereal spoon.
Hey, you said you wouldn't tell.
Oh my God. Here. He uses that as a spoon. We've got no more chili for the day. All right, we're going to go in and kind of give it a taste. See what we think. Oh, wow. What would you add?
Heat. It's well seasoned, just needs some more heat.
Like what?
I think so.
I got a special place that those jalapenos are going to go into, so y'all stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to simmer. What we're going to do is place the lid on. We're going to lower the heat to a medium low. Okay, a few things. If you want to add beans to your chili, you would add them at this step right here and then cook them until your beans are nice and tender, however you like them, full of flavor, right? We're going to cook this for at least 1 hour. I'm going to come back every 15 or 20 minutes. I'm going to just stir this, check the bottom, make sure nothing's sticking to it. Check your liquid level. If you need to add more liquid, you can do that at that time. We're going to be back. In the meantime, I'm going to put my husband to work because we're going to make some delicious cornbread. Yep, it's going to have jalapenos in it. You know he's happy. All right. You're going to see him do a fast version of this. Okay, we're using a Krusty's brand of cornbread mix. This has got honey in it. So we've already got the package in a large bowl. And to that, we're going to add the ingredients that are on the back of the package, which is 1 egg. I'll let you do it.
Oh, thanks.
He's all wet. He had to run outside and get something really quick. The storm's coming through. That's going to bring in some super cold weather for tonight, so he got a little wet.
Yeah, it's a little.
We got 2/3 cup of milk. And then we've got 1/3 cup of oil, or you can put melted butter. And if you know us, it's going to be the melted butter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and stir that all together. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to let him cut the jalapenos while I butter the baking dish. We're using an 8x8. There you go. Let me guess, you want that big old cleaver?
Sure, I just cleaned it. I'll take it.
So I've got the rest of that butter that I didn't melt, and I'm just going to butter the baking dish. Not with the whole thing, but as much as I can get on there. It's smelling so good in our house. Now I think what I'm going to do is in 30 minutes before the chili's done is I'm going to take the lid off of it and let it simmer without the lid. Help thicken it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to pour the batter into our dish here. Now I've already preheated my oven to 375 degrees. Y'all, did he mix this with this flat wooden spoon? Did he? I'm trying to get the batter out of this bowl here, and it's like, okay. Is that a typical guy for you or what?
Hey.
All right, we got it nice and even in the baking dish here. I'm going to let him put the jalapenos on top of half of this. There we go. There you go. Yes, he's already washed his hands already, so, but.
I'll wash them again. You don't want to rub your eyes.
No, you don't.
Because that'll be rather painful. There we go.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all I
All
need.
right, we're going to save the rest of them for your eggs in the morning.
Heck yeah.
All right, we're going to place this in the oven. We're going to bake this off. Okay, our chili is done. It took 1 hour. I had the lid on it for about 20 minutes. Then I took the lid off and let it cook the remainder of the time. And as you can see, it thickened up. Oh my gosh, look at this. All right, we're going to go ahead and put it in a bowl, jazz it up with our favorite toppings. And then we're going to have some cornbread with it. This will warm you up. Perfect bite. His perfect bite, he has jalapeno in his.
I do.
That excess slices that he had earlier, they're in his
I
bowl.
don't think they're going to make it to eggs.
Nope.
That'll go.
Just very thick chili base. That cornbread will go good with it. That's the jalapeno cornbread. And then the regular cornbread. Let us know what you think of that Krusty's cornbread.
That's good.
It's good.
You can taste the sweetness from the honey. That's really good. I like it.
All right. Give us a thumbs up for this one. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Y'all let me know what you're putting into your chili. We will see you on the next episode.
Bye.